aka the average hockey fan, and I put together my fantasy roster for the 2019-2020 season for the Montreal Canadiens. And on the top line, I have Thomas Tatar, Phillip Danault, Brendan Gallagher. Thomas Tatar as the left wing, 58 points. Phillip Danault, 53-point number one center, and Brendan Gallagher, who had 30 goals last year, 52 points as our top line. I did not want to break them up. They were very good in 5-on-5 scoring, very good defensively, and just all around fed off each other a lot. For our second line, I added a new left winger, 26-year-old Jeff Skinner from the Buffalo Sabres, who would have to be picked up through unrestricted free agency, possibly a $6.57 million cap hit. And if they took this guy on, I would like to see it long term. He brings pure goal scoring. He adds to the power play. He had 40 goals last year in Buffalo and 63 points overall. And as our center on the second line, I did not want to take this guy off the second line center. He did too good of a job for the Habs last year. Max Domi, who had 72 points. And as our second line right wing, this guy may be traded due to cap issues, although I hope he isn't. Andrew Shaw as our second line right wing. He had 47 points, but he did miss, I believe, 15 to 20 games last year. And as our third line left wing, no, I would not want to see him get traded yet. He has too much potential. If he devalues himself next year, maybe they may have no choice but to trade him. But as our third line left wing, Jonathan Drouin, who taught his career high despite having a very bad last 20 games with 53 points. Excuse me on that one, guys. Jesperi Kotkaniemi as our third line center with 34 points. A very great rookie last year, and I have a feeling he's going to have an even better sophomore season this year. And as our third line right wing, it is to be disputed. Some people may agree, some people may disagree. Some people would prefer to see him on the fourth line, but I like him on the third line, and he helps the power play. Jordan Weal had 21 points last year, but 10 of them came in Montreal in 16 games, and 3 of them were power play points. As for our fourth line, I have 2 rookies. And on the fourth line left wing, I would think Arturi Lehkonen would not be signed due to this, not be re-signed, excuse me. Paul Byron, 31 points, and as our fourth line center, and Paul Byron would be our fourth line left wing. As our fourth line center, Ron Poehling, he did way too good of a job in his debut to not give him another shot as the fourth line center. And as our fourth line right winger from the OHL, currently leading the entire CHL playoffs in points, a 100-point OHL player, Nick Suzuki. I think this year is going to be his year to make the team. It's really going to be hard to beat out a kid that good for that spot, in my opinion. He could even end up on the third line by the end of the year. Maybe even top 6 if he was really, really good. And as for the defense, I added 2 new names, but I wanted to keep the top line together because I feel Victor Mete and Shea Weber complement each other very well. So I had Victor Mete on the left side with 13 points, Shea Weber on the right side, excuse me folks, with 33 points, but he did miss 25 games. And on the second line, I had 33-year-old Alex Edler, who I would like to see signed to a 3-year deal. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent this summer. Great complimentary left-handed defenseman for Jeff Petrie, who had 34 points last year for Vancouver. And of course, on the right side, Jeff Petrie, right-handed defenseman who had 46 points last year in Montreal. Career highs once again for Petrie. And on the third line, of course, I would like this guy to stay around for a while with the Habs. Brett Kulak, 17 points. And on the third line, on the right side, this guy may cost you a bit for a third-pairing defenseman, but I think he definitely has top 4 potential in Montreal down the road. He could even come in and be instantly top 4, but I would not like to see Petrie on the third line myself. And on the third line, right side, I had Tyler Myers. He had 15 points last year, but he also missed 43 games. And as for the goalies, of course, Carey Price should be the starter. 35 wins, 2.49 goals against, .918 save percentage, and 4 shutouts. And as for the backup goalie, I would like to see him be brought in on a 3-year deal. This guy is an unrestricted free agent this summer, doing a very, very solid job for the Carolina Hurricanes as their backup and doing a solid job in the playoffs with their other goalie. I believe he's injured or he's out at the moment. Curtis McElhaney. He has 33 wins, 1.56 goal against, .947 save percentage. His cap hit is currently under $1 million, so I would assume he would want to raise if he came to Montreal. Would probably be about 1.5, 1.25 mil to sign him on a 3-year deal. Per year, 1.5, 1.25 mil, something like that, if I had to guess myself. And he's 33 years old, so he wouldn't be a long-term fix, but short-term, he would do a very good job. So anyways, guys, whether you agree or disagree, feel free to leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell for my upcoming videos, and please, if you want to, even leave your fantasy lineups in the comments. Anyways, guys, this is Scotty2Hockey, aka the Average Hockey Fan. Enjoy.